the Minotaur, the beast of the labyrinth. Long before Athens grew into a mighty city, before its philosophers shaped the minds of nations, there existed a terror hidden beneath the palace of Crete, a beast forged by divine spite and mortal folly. A creature neither fully man nor fully bull, but something far more tragic, far more terrible. The Minotaur. It had a name once, Asterion, meaning star-born, but no one called it that anymore. Legends are rarely kind to monsters. It began with a curse. Queen Pasiphae, wife of King Minos, angered Poseidon. The sea god punished her with a desire that twisted her mind into shadows, a hunger for the sacred bull of the sea. From this unnatural union came the child whose birth shook Crete with horror. The infant had the body of a human, but the head of a bull, its cries echoing like a wounded calf and a wailing babe all at once. Pasiphae held it close despite its strangeness, whispering lullabies through trembling lips. But Minos recoiled, unable to bear the sight of what he considered divine mockery. He commanded the greatest architect in the world, Daedalus, to build a prison worthy of such a creature, not to destroy it, but to hide his shame from the world. And so the labyrinth was born, a sprawling maze of stone, twisting passages, echoing halls, and changing walls. An impossible structure where no path led out, where no wanderer found return. Into this pit of shifting shadows, the Minotaur was cast. At first, the creature wept. Its mother's lullabies faded, light seeped away. Darkness swallowed the warmth of the world above. Asterion, for it was still Asterion then, pressed its small hands against the cold stone, calling out for the voice that soothed it. But only silence answered. Hunger followed, a hunger no mortal food could satisfy. When the creature's cries turned to roars, Minos found a solution sown in cruelty. Each year, Athens, defeated in a recent war, would send 7 young men and 7 young women as tribute. They would enter the labyrinth and never return. And in the twisting belly of the maze, the Minotaur learned what it meant to survive. Years passed. Asterion grew. Muscles hardened beneath fur. Horns grew long, sharp, and deadly. And the mind inside the monstrous skull fractured, torn between human sorrow and bestial instinct. In the labyrinth's shifting darkness, the beast wandered endlessly. Sometimes it remembered sunlight, sometimes it remembered its mother's voice, but mostly it remembered hunger. The tributes became symbols of terror throughout Greece. Families wept as their sons and daughters were taken. Songs were written of the creature who walked upright like a man but bellowed like a bull, who crushed bone with ease and roamed the maze like a living storm. And Athens trembled every year as the black-sailed ship left for Crete, until the day a young prince stepped aboard, not with despair, but with fire in his eyes. Theseus, heir to Athens, vowed to end the cycle.
When Theseus arrived in Crete, fate intervened. Ariadne, daughter of Minos, fell in love with him. She could not bear the thought of another innocent dying in the maze she had heard whispered about since childhood. She gave Theseus a weapon far greater than any sword, a thread, a simple ball of golden string, blessed by Daedalus's design and perhaps by a god's quiet pity. With it, Theseus could trace his path, the one tool the labyrinth could not outsmart. Theseus descended. The darkness swallowed him. The walls shifted. Distant roars shook the air. He unwound the thread slowly, breath steady, heart relentless. The Minotaur sensed him long before he arrived. The beast rose from its resting place, horns scraping the stone ceiling. Its breath came in heavy grunts, its great hands clenched and unclenched. A human scent drifted through the maze, strong, determined, a challenger. Asterion's human mind flickered like a dying flame, whispering for peace, for mercy, for release. but the beast roared, drowning the plea. The two met in a cavern of flickering torchlight. Theseus raised his blade. The Minotaur lowered its horns. The clash was thunder. The beast charged, stone shattering under its hooves. Theseus dove aside, rolling to his feet. He struck, but the Minotaur's hide was thick, its fury endless. It swung a massive arm, knocking Theseus into a wall with bone-cracking force. Theseus gasped, vision blurring. The beast charged again, but Theseus was ready. He sidestepped, seizing the Minotaur's horn with both hands. With a surge of desperate strength, he wrenched the creature's head aside and drove his blade deep into its throat. The Minotaur froze, breath rattled. For a moment in the dimness, Theseus swore he saw sorrow, human sorrow, in the creature's eyes. Asterion exhaled a final sigh, half roar, half cry. The beast collapsed. The prince stood trembling over the body, heart heavy. This was no simple monster. This was a tragedy. And yet, its death freed Athens from fear. Theseus followed the thread back to daylight. Above, Ariadne waited. The sea breeze carried relief and loss all at once. And deep below, in the silent maze, the Minotaur's legend began its transformation, from terror to myth, from monster to memory. For in the end, Asterion was not merely a beast. He was a creature doomed by gods, forsaken by kings, and remembered forever as the sorrowful heart of the labyrinth.